Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
Alright, what's going on, guys? Chili Games back again for the Fletcher video. Before I skim through it like an idiot here, I'm using Halsey, and my inspirations are the Atago Commander and Bay. So, not final, however, you know, we're going for it. We had a pretty decent game this game. So, Fletcher, as you all know, got a little bit of buff. It got a... I mean, I already said this in previous videos, but it got a little bit of a reload buff, I think by like 0.3 seconds, and then the shell air drag got buffed, so the shells don't hang in the air as much. So Fletcher's a little bit more effective. You know, it's pretty direct buffs to, you know, Fletcher as a gunboat. So I was curious. I was never really sold on Fletcher, simply because, you know, Fletcher's a great gunboat, but other ships like Lightning and Z-23 have hydro, and you know that, to me, hydro and smoke as a combination is an absolute massive advantage over any destroyer, and Fletcher just doesn't really have that. So here we are. I'm trying to come onto this right side here, so I can get out of firing range of the battleships that spawned. Sorry guys, I'm exhausted. Before we really get into this video, thank you guys so much for all the kind words about, you know, the job and everything like that. It went well today. I'm exhausted, but that's a good thing, you know. I'm thankful to have a job. And yeah, so this Yudachi, however, is not thankful that he... I'm not sure. I have no idea. So, pretty easy first blood, not gonna lie. Fletcher is so good at those kind of engagements because you can do so much damage before, you know, you can get 3 or 4 salvos off before the other, you know, person even has time to really react. And if you hit those shots, it can do you really well. Right now, if I had Hydro, I would be playing this completely different. I would have gone for a manhunt, and I would have definitely charged that smoke screen. I realize that I'm spotted, which is quite weird. I think I am spotted from that Iowa that I just shot at over those mountains through that smoke, so quite weird, not gonna lie. The Minsk, however, Minsk is just kind of an ugly duckling in the destroyer community, I should say. So we don't have to worry about torpedoes, which is great. We're going to be shooting these torpedoes off at him, and we are spotted, and he's still sitting there. So thankfully his guns aren't pointed towards me either, so we're going to get a lot of easy damage here. And inching forward a little bit just so I can stay away from the Iowa's guns. And I apologize in this video if I sound winded or whatnot, but I'm pretty tired, not going to lie. But I love doing this, so, you know, I'm so thankful for you guys. Catch the Minsk with a devastating strike and a torpedo. Quite fun here. And now we are just going to take the time to check out these guns on the Iowa. And actually did pretty decent damage. Again, the biggest thing that I'll say about Fletcher as a gunboat is it's fine against destroyers. In a 1v1 gunfight, if there's no utility and it's just straight up damage per minute, Fletcher's going to be anything. But, you know, you can't compare ships like that. You have to compare a lot of other variables like smoke and, you know, other utilities. And to me, Fletcher just does not have a lot of anti-DD. It's weird to say, Fletcher does not really have a lot of anti-DD utilities. It has great guns for it. I feel like it's a must to use twist and track with this thing because your detection is not going to be, you know, godlike like some of the other destroyers. So you're going to get outspotted in this thing, even if you have a super good stealth build. I think on mine right now it's like 5.7. Pretty awful, not gonna lie. And as you see right here, we're absolutely chunking this Iowa with the AP. So very satisfying here. This is a great place to be in, and I feel like this is a very good smoke on my part. I do struggle getting the smokes on target with the Fletcher because, like, if you pop a smoke too early or too late, and you can't use the full, you know, duration and whatnot, then it's pretty much wasted, and you have no defense against, you know, disengaging if someone's chasing you. So somehow this Iowa has the turning circle of a freaking kamikaze, and I was fully expecting this Iowa to hit on those rocks there and back up, so that's why I shot both of those torp tubes. But now he's going to be reaching right back into our range when we get in this smoke, and it's just going to be a farm city. It was at this point in the game as well where I figured out that, you know, I'm kind of playing selfishly here. I was having to debate whether I kept farming these two guys here or contest B, and I was so far over, you know, I was like, it's going to take me a lot of time to kind of, you know, get over there, so I might as well just finish what I started here. So, you know, if you roast me in the comments like, you're not playing the objective, I don't care, trust me, I was thinking that too. But sometimes if you're committed into something, you just have to go about it. Hindsight's 2020. We're gonna get over it. So again, with Fletcher, the guns have actually been okay this game in terms of, you know, doing damage. However, the fires are just, you know, kind of what are really what do the damage in a destroyer. If you can bait fires on somebody and then have your torps hit and, you know, bait damage controls, then that is huge. We get one there, and I end up sinking the Iowa, and I was really hoping to get a little bit better results with the AP here, but we're still chunking this guy. And as you see here, I'm having to play these islands, and it was at this point that the Moss figured out that he could not 1v1 this guy. I have no idea what this guy was thinking. Absolutely zero. And that is just like a please and thank you for the Charles Martel player. So at this point, I know I'm not going to try and 1v1 a Charles Martel, so very soon I'm going to be getting out of the spot and going to contest B. And I say that, and I, you know, keep farming this guy. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, just it etched over 100,000, which honestly in the Fletcher, the thing I'll say about Fletcher is it's difficult to have those crazy, super fun, high damage games, you know, that are fun to gloat about. But what I will say about Fletcher is if played correctly, it is a very good game winner. And I'm not sure why. I seem to make some of the best game-winning plays for me in a Fletcher. I'm not sure why. I would think not. My biggest thing with Fletcher is sometimes I try to not play for damage, because I'm always trying to be smart about who I'm shooting and, you know, dipping my hands into everyone's health pool, you know, with fires and whatnot. So I always try to play the objective, or pick a spot to where I can influence an objective or a spawn. So see, like here with the Z-23, very far away, and you might say, well, 10 kilometers isn't very far, but for a destroyer, and let alone, oh, I just dropped my controller. For a destroyer, and let alone this, the guns on these things, these shells are going to float for about 9 years before they hit a target at 10 kilometers, let alone a tiny destroyer. And the reason why I'm not opening fire here is, one, I'm hoping that I'm going to catch their other destroyer, the Irachi, I'm hoping that he's going to come towards B, and I don't want to give away my position. And you see there, I'm checking the Asashio's health. I'm making sure that he's okay, and honestly, the Z23 is being baited hard here. The Asashio has the Z23 in the perfect match for an IJN destroyer, because the Z23 does not have a lot of guns up front, and the Akatsuki Kagero and oh man, even Fubuki at tier 5 and the Asashio have 2 guns in the back, so, and you can also wiggle and get that third front turret to fire. So if it would have gotten worse, I might have changed my decision and might have helped, but the Asashio is playing those guys like a fiddle, so I'm going to go for the base. And I was kind of hoping that Kagero would follow me here, but you know, he didn't. So I'm not worried, but this is a Jervis that I'm about to be facing, and the Jervis has a lot more utility than I do. He can disengage, he can hydro. If this guy is a good dueler, then I could definitely lose almost 13,000 health in trades before this guy. And I know he's going to outspot me as well, and that's the one drawback to not having my commanders super high. As you see, I'm spotted for about a millennium there. And if I remember, actually, I kind of choked this pretty hard. And right here, you see I've already got 3 sabos, 2 already hit before this guy even really gets to fire back. So I feel pretty confident. And I'm not sure why I was blanking out here. I'm not sure what was happening, but I am not following the target here. Come on. And you see the damage he did there. If he was having more sabos like that, it could have been a different fight. But sheer rate of fire is going to win out on this one. So we got a little bit lucky there. Obviously, I'm kind of waiting for torps a little bit. I want to keep speed because I want to be able to turn. And you get a little bit lucky there. So now, what are my decisions? So we're ahead on points, I should say, by, what is that, 300? So we're pretty much going to win on points no matter what, unless all of my teammates die within the next like 30 seconds. We're going to win on points, and right now I really don't want to sail a minute and a half not doing anything trying to get over there towards C. So I'm going to go for the A base. This is super boring. This is not riveting gameplay, but I tell you what, this is how you win games, and it's also how you buff your base XP after the match. So fun note, base XP means that you'll make better base XP means that you're going to make more money in a match. So playing the objective is going to equal more money per match. So if you're having trouble staying in tier 7 with the service cost, one, I would say maybe you're not ready for it, which is, you know, totally fine. I was there at one point. That's not a diss towards you or anybody. If you're having trouble making credits at tier 7, which, you know, is very difficult for even the best players with premium, you know, it's not the place to make credits, really. You can, but you either need to go down and play some other line, get some more experience, or you just need to kind of learn to play the objective. And it's not your fault for not knowing that, because one thing that Wargaming has done terrible in, you know, the PC version and Legends as well, there's no tutorial for this game. There is nothing that tells you capturing a base gives you X amount of XP. You know, it's very, like, the tutorials for this game is creator content and YouTube channels, and it's good because it lets people like me kind of make content, but then again, it's very hard for, you know, this game to kind of get people, you know, interested if, you know, they just keep getting smacked. And, you know, it is a pretty egregious system. If you lose in this game, you're going to lose credits, you're going to lose, it's going to be demoralizing. If you don't have premium, going from a tier 6 to a tier 7 ship is very hard, especially if you're just now getting into the game. I remember when I was grinding the Colorado to get to Iowa, and that was the ship that I bought premium time with, because I was like, you know what, this is insane. I was playing pretty decent for the amount of games that I was playing, but still, you know, service cost was catching up to me. So if you're having trouble making the credits, obviously buy like premium time. I think is 100% worth it. So I'm rambling again. Going back to the game, we're ahead on points. This game's about to be over, and I was actually really hoping that I was going to get this last kill, because it would have been cracking. It would have been nice to put on the scoreboard here, and it would have put me over a certain score, which I really would have liked to get. Man, see, I told you guys, I ramble. I can't complete a single thought. What was I talking about? I don't know, but if you're still here, thank you guys so much for watching this video, because I run out of time all the time on these little outros. So firing my guns right now to bait the other destroyer into shooting me, because I want to shoot back. I want to get this kill. It doesn't matter if I die. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching these videos, supporting me and everything, and you guys are the absolute best, and I'm going to be continuing to bring this content as much as you guys love it, and even if you guys don't, I'm still going to try my best to do it because I love it. End of the game results here. Actually, I was pretty surprised. We had a good game. There was a lot of destroyers. Almost, yeah, very close. Very upsetting. Kraken probably would have put us over the 4K mark for base XP. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it. I love